hello, everybody. Wow, it's been forever. Turn that fan down. I hope you are all doing well. Life has taken a few changes here, so it's been a little bit difficult to get on. But today I want to do something that kind of takes us back right to the start. One of the very first videos we did, and that was a pizza. And I'm going to do something kind of pizza-ish. And I want to make a pull-apart garlic bread pizza. Garlic bread pizza, can't go wrong. So just over here I've got some melted butter. I've got, of course, my dough that's nice and risen. It's the exact same dough from the very first recipe. The recipe is on that video as well as on the website of 5pmchef.com. So I've got my melted garlic here, or melted butter here. The thing is really hot. You see what we have going on there. And we've got some garlic, of course. You can't have garlic butter without garlic. And we're going to put it in there in two ways. One is going to be just some... You know what? Garlic presses and choppers are really nice. They're handy, they're convenient, but God, they're a pain in the butt to wash. So some is just going to be sliced garlic for some nice bites of it. The rest is going to be crushed. And that's just going to spread out the flavor a bit more. And also, the smaller garlic is chopped, the more intense the flavor is. So we're gonna have sweet and mild all going on in the same dish here. Wash that in a bit. I actually remembered a cloth today. So because the butter was so hot, that's actually going to cook the garlic. Plus it's going in the oven and everything. So next I'm just going to add a teaspoon of oregano to that, and about a teaspoon of dried parsley. These are just going to add more flavor. Give that a little mix. So right there we have the base. When you call a place like Domino's or something, you get their garlic cheese sticks. It's the same thing. Now, this comes the fun part. We take our dough. Whoops. Forgot one thing. I've got my dish here that I'm going to do the pull-apart in. I actually want to put some of this garlic butter in the bottom. One that's going to help just cook what we're putting in here. The other thing is, it's going to stop it from sticking. So I'm just trying to bring it up the sides, not spill it. There we go. I also want to add in the bottom here, just for a little crunch or crisp, some nice grated Parmesan cheese. Not a lot. That was just, you saw a little pinch. Just enough to say it's there. So now we're going to take our dough, and all we're going to do is make some rough little balls. Don't have to be perfect. Don't have to be the same size. Just one or two bites. We're going to take that, we're going to dip that in our garlic butter. See, it's dripping off. We're just going to throw them in. And you can make as many or as few as you like. Just depends on how much dough you have, what size pan you have. So, we're going to keep doing these. I actually thought about doing some of these off-cam, but it's been so long since we've been together on here, I thought it'd give us a chance to see each other again. I hope you have all been well. that your Easter holidays were good, or your Passover, depending on what you celebrate, or if you're Greek Orthodox, whatever. I hope you had a great holiday. That was a little bit big. We're going to make that smaller. So all I'm doing is I'm literally just tossing them in there, because I want that nice and full. And like I said, don't worry about making nice little balls and all this. You're just going to rip it all apart in a little bit anyway. Now, I'm doing this because we saw this on Disneyland's website, that they were doing this pull-apart pizza bread. And some friends of mine were actually in Disneyland, and they tried it. And they said, in all honesty, it wasn't that great. It was basically Hawaiian buns that they tossed some ricotta onto, and then some marinara sauce, a little bit of pepperoni, and a little bit of cheese. They said it wasn't that great. So I thought, well, if it's a pizza pull-apart, first of all, they should be using a pizza dough. So that's why I went with the pizza dough. Second of all, you gotta make it right. And Disney normally does it right, but this seemed, in all honesty, half-assed. It was like they had the idea and sort of ran out of time, and in turn just, okay, how can we make this real quick? And not only that, it was like $10. It was really expensive. It was over $10, sorry. So I'm just going to make a few more of these little balls. And pen's getting nice and full. Now that spring is here, or summer, because we've already 2 weeks ago here, we had snowfall. We had a beautiful sunny day, and then the next day it snowed. So whoever says Mother Nature doesn't have a sense of humor lied. But right now, other than the rain of the season, which is to be expected, spring after all, we've had some crazy hot days already, like where we've hit 30 C. And anyone who does the math will tell you that's pretty warm. So something just flew across in front of our balcony, and it's didn't know what it was. Okay, so you know what? I only have a little bit of dough left. Let's do it all. Cold pizza is always good. Let's see how cold leftover pull-apart garlic pizza bread is. Now, if you don't want to make your own dough, I understand some people can't be bothered, don't want to, whatever. There are store-bought doughs. They're going to be the same, but give you a general idea of what we're doing here. So, we have all of our dough in there. Now, this is partially risen, but I want to give it some more rise. I want to make them puffy. Can't think of a better word. So, I have my oven preset to its lowest setting, which in this case is about 170 Fahrenheit. I am just going to sprinkle a little more Parmesan on those. And this was real Parmesan that I grated. And I'm going to put these in there until they rise. I know I can't give you a time. Depends on how cold the dough was, how hot your place is. So we're going to check it after about 10 minutes. We'll see. But the oven is really not hot. Now, some of the other things we are going to put on there. You got to have pepperoni. You don't have to. You can make this vegetarian. You can dress this however you like. But I remembered a cloth. I didn't remember scissors. I'm keeping the camera pointed a little high today just because we've got all kinds of construction work and renovations going on in here. And everything below the camera, including me, is just a total mess. So we figured we'd spare you having to see that. Now, since when does pepperoni come in child-proof packages? I seriously cannot open this bag. This is not funny anymore. I'm sure some of you are having a great laugh over it. The chef can't open a bag. Ah, got it. But what these are, it's a dry cured pepperoni, and it makes those little cups that crisp up. Not only that, they're really tasty. Got a nice spice to them. Next we have our cheese. Now, I know, I've said it a million times. Grate your own cheese. Don't buy pre-made. Don't buy pre-grated. Today, I had to. I feel horrible. I went to the store, went to the cheese aisle, and it was empty. The only thing I could have got in a block of cheese, or a piece of cheese, would be brie. And on a pizza, I don't know about that. So I had to get some cheese. Pre-grated. But I looked at the ingredients and I didn't see starch or cellulose added. So that made me feel a little bit better. You know, I don't want to add tree fiber to my pizza. And I've gone with an Italian blend. And all that means is it is mozzarella and provolone. We're going to have our Parmesan to add to it, so we're going to have 3 cheeses on there. Our nice pepperoni. If you want, you could throw Italian sausage on there. You could just leave it as the sauce and the cheese. Dress it however you like. Do it all dressed with mushrooms and all that fun stuff. Not for me. Those are actually rising and puffing up pretty quick, so we're going to give it 5 minutes more. We're going to pause the camera, and when we come back, we're going to crank up the oven to 450. We're going to dress them up, get them back in there till they're all nice and bubbly, and then we'll do our taste. So we'll see you all really, really soon. Well, hello everyone, and take 2. didn't hit record. I'll include a picture of the dough risen. Took one, thank God. We left it in for 10 minutes. They've doubled in size. Pan's a little bit hot, but you can now see we drizzled our sauce onto there. We'll actually do this, and we'll show you a little bit better. So I haven't totally covered it. So as you see, I haven't totally covered it. I've left some spots. Everyone's going to have sauce. Now, when my friends tried it at Disneyland, they said it was dry. Hopefully, this won't be. I am going to put a little bit more of that Parmesan on there. We've got it. We're going to use it. Then we're going to throw our unfortunate pre-grated cheese. And this, again, we aren't going to go too heavy. This isn't a pizza, it's a pizza bread. We've got a lot of other flavors in here. We've obviously got the garlic and the sauce and the oregano and the parsley. So I just want really enough that it's going to hold things together and that the pepperoni has something to stick to. So you can see we've got a fair amount of cheese on there. It's not like I'm not putting any on it, but there we go. But I want to make sure there's not too much. Next, we get to go with those incredible pepperoni cups. And this, I want to make sure gets everywhere. Why? Because I love pepperoni. And I love these little cups. Get all crispy. There's just something about them. I don't know. It's almost like a pepperoni bacon or... I can't describe it. There's just something about them. If you haven't tried them, you can find them in most stores these days. And it'll say cupping pepperoni or dried pepperoni, pepperoni cups, crisp pepperoni is another way they put it. So there we go. And I think I can pick this up now. Yeah. And there we, whoops. That's why I didn't want to pick it up. So now you can see we have all of our pepperoni on there. I'll have to edit some of these camera flips out. Really, we could stop there. But I still have some of this garlic butter left. So just what I want to do, I'm using the same spoon I used for the sauce, is I'm just drizzling a little bit of the garlic butter on there. I never said, but for the garlic butter, I used 1 stick of butter. I used 3 cloves of garlic, 1 sliced, 2 crushed, 1 teaspoon of oregano, and 1 teaspoon of parsley. You can do that however you like. Use your favorite. This is now ready to go in the oven. We're waiting for that to heat up. So, once that's heated up, this is going to go into the oven. We're going to start for 15 minutes. Because of everything in there, we don't know how long it's going to take. It's very dense at this point. We have a lot of dough in there. So after 15 minutes, we're going to check it. If it needs more time, we'll give it more time. Then when it's ready, we'll come out, we'll take it out, we'll pull it apart, and we'll have some pizza bread. So we will hopefully see you all really soon. Why hopefully? I'm starving. This is lunch. I'll see you all soon. Hello everyone, we are back. Gave it 15-20 minutes in the oven. It's all nice, really bubbly. We'll put in a couple of pictures here, so I can't pick this up. But as a word of caution, don't do like I did. I put it right in the oven. I didn't put it on a cookie sheet. What happened is some of that garlic butter dripped over, landed on the bottom of my stove, and of course, a ton of smoke. So, got my cloth. So be sure, put it on a cookie sheet. Make sure you've got ventilation in case it does spill over. Because, wow, it's nice and smoky in here now. But you can see how much it's risen. How golden brown and beautiful that is. The cheese is all bubbly and brown. The pepperoni. Gotta pull one off, nice and crispy. But for it to be a pull-apart bread, does it pull apart? Here's where I need more cameras. Ooh, hot. But it pulls apart. It's super fluffy. I'm dropping it on the counter here. Give me a sec, I'm gonna get a plate. There we go. That'll make it a little bit easier. You can see it's all super puffy, nice and light. The dough is fully cooked through. It's so light and chewy, and on the edges it's crisp, and the sauce and the cheese and the garlic, it's just so good. This is what the Disney pizza bread should have been. It's so hot. I'm burning my mouth, but I don't care. There's that much flavor in here. It sounds like someone was home. But yeah, by dipping the dough, it all just comes apart nicely. You got all the garlic. You can see like the oregano and the parsley and everything got right into the bread. So now even the parts that don't have any of the pizza toppings still are crazy good garlic bread. Some things to remember. Normie says hi. The squirrel's outside in the tree. 1 second, please. All that barking, I think you just wanted to say hi, didn't you, Norm? Yes, you did. Now you're gonna be good. Hey, you see another doggy there? Hello. Well, now that Normie said hello, we've had our pizza bread. You've seen how good it is. You've got to try this. Take the time, make your own dough. Make your little dough balls, let it proof. Top it, bake it, 400, 450, with a cookie sheet underneath. Use real garlic. Don't use garlic powder, garlic salt. You put a lot into this, but you get so much out of it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. A little bit of a mess, but hey, it's my first one since Christmas, really. So, I hope you all have a great day, and until next time, eat well and enjoy life. We'll see you again soon. Ciao.